Okay, we are live, so let's go and start with the APE coin. You know, this is the main one that I'm going to be looking at now because we've had some events happening. And you know, I don't want to spend too much time going over every single detail, but I just want to label some interesting points. So where do we start? Let's start with this particular move up. So as soon as we've opened, okay, we've had this spike up, okay, all the way up to $28. So from that point, you know, we've come right back down to like $7. So that was easily like a hype spike or manipulation or something like that, whatever. Okay, from there we've come up and made this particular high here. So let's just label that on. It's got that high there. And then we've come back down and closed at this level, so we've labelled that level as well. So we've got the peak and the candle closure. From there, move down. Okay, cool. And then from this bottom, okay, let's just label that bottom on. So we've got that bottom there. So run from here to this point. Okay, now first things first is I want to measure the volume. Okay. The fixed range volume. Where's it gone? Okay, so basically what I'm doing is you know, measuring the volume for this particular move. Okay, so if I just label this with a, it's this particular space. Okay, now maybe we can just extend that a bit. Actually, we can just extend it to there. And this is just covering where's it gone? Every time I do a live stream, that flipping, every day I sit on Discord, there's nothing. And I start recording, it just starts going off on one. Okay, so you know, measuring this run. Okay, cool. So from there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this move down. Okay, so we've got a move here. Let me just put this line on because it does make it easier to see exactly what I'm getting at here. Okay, so from this point, you know, we've started to move down. So from there, what is going on with the drawing toolbar? So we're moving down till we get to about this point. Okay, so let's just put a box around here. Now let's do exactly the same thing as what we did here. So we get the volume tool, measure it, and all this is doing is measuring the time. Okay, it's not measuring the price or anything, so it's measuring from you know, if we look down here from 1 o'clock 28th of March to the 6th of April, and what we're seeing is where the volume lies, okay, within that time period. Okay, and then what we'll do is we will do the same thing from here. So as we can see, you know, this has bottomed out. Okay, so if I was just to put you know, a line at the bottom here, you can see it's bottomed and then it started to move back up. Okay, so you know, I'm going to do the same thing for this run. So from here all the way up, down, up to here. Okay, before this move down. So again, box, and we'll just measure that. Okay, so the last thing to do is just to put the volume profile range on this period. So we're from here to there. Okie dokie. Okay, let me just adjust this. I made a mistake here. What I'm going to do is adjust this, so from this point, okay, all the way up, 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 until we get to this point. So I'm pretty much copying what I've done here. So we've moved all the way up and then moved down. So here we've moved up and then moved down. So let me just adjust this. We'll do it to this point. Because what we want to do, we want to cover the amount of volume or price volume, okay, what we've experienced for this whole kind of time period before we've seen this move down. Okay, so whoops, just pressed that by accident. Okay, so you know, what can we take away from this? What can we take away from this? We can take away, when this moves up, okay, what I'm looking at, okay, is this red line, the POC line, and just that for now. Okay, so just that for now. So I'm just pointing out some interesting volume concepts. Excuse me, too much coffee down there. Okay, some volume concepts that I've just been employing just to see some, you know, where this is going next. So, you know, just using this volume kind of theory, detail, whatever you want to call it. I want to just put a box, okay, around this POC, or in fact what I'll do is I'm just going to put this ray across here, okay, and I'm just going to adjust it so we can see this ray clearly. Okay, dash line, a nice thick line so we can see that. Now I'm going to do it for this this one as well. So we'll just move this down to here. Okay, and we're going to do it for this one as well. Okay. Now, I'm just going to remove these lines, and we're getting to the end point here now. So, in number one here, okay, the move up and the move down. Now this is the Fibonacci trade, which we're going to implement in a second, but what I want to take note is let's just move. Okay, so it'll be better if I do this one. Okay, move up, move down, and then move up to this point. Okay, so wrapping this up now and getting to the actual point. So we've had a move up and a move down, and then this move back up. Okay, this move back up is the POC of this previous box. Okay, so if we was to replay it, okay, this POC here, this red line, which we've labelled the blue dotted line, the price has been magnetized up to this area. Okay, so you can see this first move, sell off, another move, if we get the replay on the go, there. Okay, so it's hit that red POC line from this particular volume profile. Okay, and then as we've done this, I'll get onto the Fibonacci's in a second, but then the very first one, okay, we've got this first one, the POC line, it's broken above, and then right there retested it. Okay, so it's probably not the most simplest thing to explain with them all on the chart. It's probably best when you do them individually. You know, so for example, we delete this, and this, so you can see the blue POC line, it's moved up and it's come down. So the point that I'm trying to make here, okay, is these POC lines can be very powerful levels of resistance and support, as long as you can see how to plot them correctly. Now there's an extra you know, takeaway from this, which I'm just going to put on. Okay, so first thing, Fibonacci, the move up to here. So I just want to move this, measure this move. We know where the POC line is. Extend across, and we've got the 78.6 level there, right there. So from this point where it's bottoming out on that, exactly that 78.6 level, okay, so bottoming out on the 78.6 level, from there we've started to move up, and from this point, look, we've measured this box, okay, this huge box, because this is the run. So the POC line, you know, we've come back down and we've you know, touched that POC line. We've actually overextended past it. I'm not saying that this is going to be the support level, but you know, I'm just following on what's happening from here. So if we apply another fib, okay, right to the top, we'll see we're at that 70.5 level at the moment. If we apply it to the next one down, still at 70.5 level. So interesting takeaways. Okay, not to mention as well, you know, this 178.6% level has been touched there. Okay, so that's very clean. Okay, so the final thing is just to plot the grid now to see pretty much exactly where these levels are. So what I'm going to do is we just look down here, okay, for some above average volume. So you know, you've got, it's probably best to start, you know, from down here, because, well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at this new box, okay, and see where they are, so we can just get a box like so, and then kind of just do this. So you see these three bars above average here, and we can track it up and locate 1, 2, 3 candles. Okay, so you can see the POC line there and the 3 candles. So what I'm going to do is I'll just put a circle around that area just to signal, okay, that's the volume area. It's like a grid. Okay, so let's move across and see what else we've got. We've got a couple here. Okay, so you've got 1, 2, 3 candles, 4 candles. So again, around this area. So if we track again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all these are above average, okay, and this is again around this area. So then we've got lower volume, a bit low, but then we're up at this area now. Okay, so let's just label this up. Now, you can take into account, like, this particular area here, and we just can see this. Now I know for a fact that this was the land sale, so what are you going to do? We're going to take this into account or not? Now what we're going to do is we're going to label this. So this first one, for example, is this one here, and you can see the volume is peaked out just here. So we can go ahead and just cross this around this area here. So what I'll do is I'll just, for now, box this area off. So just to here. And just put just change this to red for now. Okay, so what have we done here? We've basically located these levels here. So we've got 1, 2, 3 where the above average volumes come in. Okay, it's, you know, this POC line is point of control, so you know, as this moves away, it's like a magnet, you can pull it back. As we've seen on these previous two examples, you know, we've had some consolidation, we've had some drive up, drive down, and then we've got these two POC lines where, you know, down at this area here, I mean, I haven't even gone into the value areas. So if you look at the bottom here, you've got this shaded area. This is the value low, value high. So as this has moved down into this value low area, it's rebounded back up to the POC. Okay, and you know, almost the same with this. So as this is pushed out, it's pulling back towards this POC, you know, oscillating the other way and then oscillating back, and like so, zigzagging past the point and then being magnetized back. Okay, so I think that's wrapped it up now. I just wanted to just get these levels of kind of volume on and pop it in the thread. Okay, cool.